And good evening from the nation of Ghana in West Africa, where today we continued on a trip designed to look in on nothing short of an unfolding emergency and check in on the status of anti-poverty, anti-HIV efforts on this continent, where it's currently estimated that over 9,000 people are dying every day from disease, poverty, or illness. The tour has covered the nations of Nigeria, Mali, and now Ghana, and was arranged by the Irish rock star Bono. And because it is the leading effort of its kind in the world, and because the need is so urgent, we thought we would begin the broadcast tonight here in Ghana with a look at the stakes here and the man so many are calling a humanitarian for this cause.
This is what we Irishmen call the American dream.
A 46-year-old rock star from Ireland stopping at a small kiosk where a woman from Ghana runs her own business, selling shares of call time on cell phones. But Bono likes to stop and point out what works on this continent, largely because he's plunged himself into so much sadness. At another stop, he visits the Ghana Stock Exchange. Not quite the big board, but a big and burgeoning development here, and they are justifiably proud.
And the regional vertical integration is very exciting for us because
he is never greeted as simply a musician. In fact, he's welcomed as something akin to a head of state. He sits with the presidents of the nations he visits because they know it is his interest that is driving a massive global effort and pledges of billions of dollars. He wants this story to be about more than him.
I genuinely see myself as a traveling salesman, and like all salesmen, I'm a bit of an opportunist, and I see Africa as a great opportunity.
Good morning. Bono gave NBC News extraordinary access to his traveling operation, perhaps the largest Africa aid effort ever mounted by any individual. On the flight from Mali to Ghana today, he talked about his love of the place and the people.
My goal, my job is to put myself out of a job so I can be in a rock band in all good conscience and get on with my spoiled, rotten rock star's life and drink a martini.
This effort, he says, is to use and leverage his own name, whether it's getting the G8 nations to give more money, lobbying President Bush, partnering with evangelical Christians, or getting Americans to care about the 9,000-plus people who die every day in Africa.
Americans deciding that's what America is about. That's why I'm a fan of America. America is not just a country, it's an idea, and real Americans are getting busy.
How did you find President Bush as a man to do business with?
Well, he's been very honest in his business dealings with me, as has Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, who we did an awful lot of work.
He says none of the barnstorming for the poor and the sick has taken time away from his music.
Limousine, rock star, limousine.
He says he's going back to Dublin and his U2 bandmates with up to 8 new songs, one of which, he told us on the plane today, he wrote just last night.
There's no midnight, please. You're just on your knees. There's a harbour and a safe port, but what was is now not. There was no price to pay. Thank you for the day. And so I don't know where the comes from, by the way, but it keeps coming. It interrupts you when you're trying to get your job done.
Yeah.